Welcome back to Access Anime. I'm Henshin Ikeda, and today we're going to be going over the ending for Shōnen Onmyōji and the intro into Demonbane. Now, I just started Demonbane, so it looks really great right now. And even though it's 12 episodes long, I already am going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I haven't finished it yet, so I can't give it a 5 out of 5. But right now, 4.5 out of 5 off the bat. But let's go back to Shōnen Onmyōji. I just finished that series. It was 26 episodes long, and it does look a lot like Inuyasha. It's got that feel. Now, the Shōnen Onmyōji is pretty much about the grandson of Sami no Seimei, which is an Onmyōji, or a priest. And the main character, his name is Abino... Let me see if I can pronounce this right. Abino Masaharu. And everyone keeps referring to him as... Abino Seimei's grandson. It kind of really pisses him off. But at the beginning of the episode, he pretty much can't see demons without the help of a Shinigami by the name of Toda. He gives Toda a different name, of course. But it's a pretty good episode at the beginning, how it lifts off. But I'm here to talk about the ending of it, because I just finished it. Now, the ending for Shōnen Onmyōji was not the best, because there are a lot of drawbacks with this series. I mean, you have 12 Shinigami that they work right around Abino Seimei. They're like his Shinigami personally, and Toda ends up becoming his grandson's Shinigami. But what I don't understand with this series, you have 12 Shinigami, and you apparently get to see almost all of them, but there's like 12 of them. But you don't get to see the extent of their powers. You do not get to know their background, their history. So you feel very ripped off right there in general. So that was the drawback. The end of Shōnen Onmyōji, you actually get to see Abino Seimei's wife, apparently. Because you don't get to... She's actually dead in the series, but you see her youthful self in the afterworld waiting for him. But believe it or not, Abino Seimei doesn't die in the series. He stays alive. Now, his grandson, it was prophesized that he was going to die when he does something spectacular at the end, and he ends up going to the afterworld, but he runs into his grandmother without knowing it until she directs him to go back, that it's not his time, and he ends up coming back. Now, Toda, his Shinigami, after being like mind controlled per se by the dark side, this other demon, he's killed Abino Masaharu, and Masaharu actually, he's coming back, and he had like this all planned out. Masaharu was going to literally kill Toda in order to free him of that curse and then bring him back with his own life, which was very, very heroic. But here's the downside: by bringing back Toda, which is his Shinigami, he loses his memory. Toda no longer can remember anything, all the way up to working for Masaharu's grandfather. So, and this is kind of what was very dramatic. Masaharu literally self-sacrificed himself. Like, when I die, wipe everyone's mind that I've never existed. And I was kind of... That's a big move for a little kid to make. But obviously that never happens. He doesn't die, comes back. But see, you don't really get to see what happens next. It's pretty much the end of this series. Like, okay, he's back. He's there to fill his grandfather's shoes when and if his grandfather passes away. All in all, I give it a 3.5 out of 5 because I did feel very ripped off in the series. I could go on to describe more about that whole series, but I really didn't personally like it as much as I thought I would. So, drawbacks there. I don't like it, so I'm not going to give it the best review. Now, we're going to switch over to Demonbane, which I liked. I needed something good right now. That was short. I mean, it's 12 episodes. I've only seen the first episode and part of the second right now. So I'll finish the whole series and tell you what the ending's like. But so far, I'm liking it. I mean, I'll just describe it off the bat. You basically start out with a private detective by the name of Kaoru Daijuji. I believe his last name's pronounced Daijuji. Now, he attended a university called the Miskatonic University. He majored... Now, he's a private detective. You know what he majored in? He majored in archaeology, and he secretly studied sorcery. So, he knows sorcery, but he ends up dropping out. We don't know why. Something to do with the occult. I guess he didn't really agree with what the occult was about. And so he basically works for himself. He's a private detective. Kind of like in Cowboy Bebop, how Spike works slightly by himself, but you know, with someone else. But Kaoru doesn't really have someone else to work with. Although he's friends with the nun, and he's friends with the orphans. He actually freebones off of the church a lot, so he's pretty much a drag bum. But I guess he gets really lucky in the series where the Haido Financial Group, Haido, H-A-D-O Financial Group, basically wants to hire him to find a grimoire. And you're like, okay, so now he's looking for a magical book. They're paying him to look for a magical book. And the main owner, the main leader of the Haido Financial Group is Ruri Haido. And she is her grandfather was the one who actually ran the company, but apparently he's dead in the series, or I haven't got to the part if he's dead or alive, but it's interesting because she needs this book to apparently operate Demonbane, which is this mecha robot. Now, as soon as I say it, we're pausing now. You've got magic, and yeah, you've got mecha robots. That's too good to be true. You got magic and robots. Something's not adding up here. It gets better. Now you got the Mafia, or at least I presume it's the Mafia, but it could be considered the occult. They're called the Black Lodge, and they pretty much operate like a Mafia. They have Tommy guns, they have the masks and everything. Looks pretty cool. Then you've got the mad scientist in the group, Dr. West, which actually has a robot himself, except it's not like a mecha, it's more like a spider. But that's where I'm at right now with that. So it's got a great feel. Now, I have to describe about this grimoire. He's supposed to look for a grimoire to operate the Demonbane, but he doesn't know about Demonbane, but he was hired to find the book to give to Ruri, who is head of the financial group, without being told what it does or anything. So, without really looking into this, he goes and finds a library after library, and finally gets lucky. This weird shadowy girl and a weird library pop out of nowhere, and he has to go and he goes inside. He asks for the book. Apparently, she has the book he's looking for. Or at least that's what I can see. This is he pulls the books like this is the book, but this isn't the book he wants. Apparently, she's like behind everything. She sets all this up. I mean, it's this obvious. If you're watching it, you can tell she's behind everything. And so all of a sudden, he's no longer in the library. He's back in his car, and the Black Lodge is now shooting at him, or at least you can hear a direction of guns. And now they're around him. And this girl called Al Azif, weird name for a girl, pops up out of nowhere in an awkward spot. Like her legs are around his, like he falls from the sky. He's like, well, it's kind of awkward. It's like unexpected that someone would actually drop down in my car, you know. And now you got the Black Lodge with their Tommy guns shooting constantly, and then you see magic for the first time in the series. Al Azif is actually a grimoire. It's like, okay, so she's a book, but it looks like she has the appearance of a girl, but she's a magical book. And she basically makes a pact with Kaoru later on. Since he's in a bind, he needs this extra help. But this is what I found interesting. In order to operate these godlike mechas, which is called a Demonbane, which at least this mecha is called Demonbane, which is the financial group's leader's grandfather basically operated the Demonbane robot. Is that all Demonbane or any other mecha that are similar to it, you need a grimoire, a magical book, to operate it. So basically, Al Azar made a pact with Kaoru to operate this. He's now a magus, which is like the ultimate form for a sorcerer, is a magus. At least that's what I perceive is correct. So now he's a magus. He's got all this magic, and he's got a robot. How much sweeter can you get? And you're working for a financial group that has a pretty good setup. Sadly, Ruri of the financial group, I believe she wanted the grimoire, a particular grimoire, not this one, of course. This isn't the grimoire she was looking for, to operate the Demonbane itself. But apparently that's not going to happen so far. So I would imagine she's pretty much pissed off. I mean, I would be too if someone stole something that belonged to my family. I'd be kind of pissed. So far, I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 because I feel comfortable with it and I want to see where it goes. I mean, you got magic and robots, and the Mafia, and a rich girl that reminds you of Batman to a point. It's running a private financial group. just it's too good to be true. So I just hope this series doesn't crash and burn like most. So we're gonna see where it goes. That pretty much ends my review on both of those right now. So I'm going to see what else is out there. Probably finish the rest of Demonbane tonight and tomorrow morning, because I can run through 12 episodes real quick if I watch it real quick. Nothing else to review for the rest of the week until probably Friday or Saturday, so I'm pretty much set on the normal ongoing series. So that pretty much ends it for today. Comment, let me know what you think, if you've seen any of these anime, also if you have any recommendations yourself, and I'll try to add it in on my next clip. Thumbs up, thumbs down, definitely comment down below. Subscribe. Check my Twitter out. I'll leave all the information as usual down below. And we're pretty much done for today. Before I go, just remember, you can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.